Okay, so a bearish candlestick and then a bullish candlestick. That is a V level, which is below current price. So below current price, it will act as a support. But if it breaks, it will act as a resistance. So support becoming resistance. That's SBR. The same thing for RBS, resistance becoming support, okay? And then breaking again. So by an RBS or SBR breaking again, it will form the fifth type of level, which is the QM, okay? What is the QM? It might be a famous term or a famous word that you guys heard in this community, but QM is simply an RBS or SBR that gets broken one more time. So this now is a resistance. This now is a resistance becoming support. RBS gets broken one more time. This is now QM, okay? A left shoulder, HNS, whatever you want to call it, okay? So when price visits it again, it will react from it, okay? Let's take a look at some examples here. Now you have a resistance here, an A level that became a support and then got broken one more time. You can't say resistance becoming support, becoming resistance again. So you would just want to say a QM, okay? That is a QM. Now, when you go to the line chart, you can see A level that is behind a bigger A level. So that's how you know this is the left shoulder. You can see a bigger A level in the middle. So the same thing for this one. It is also a QM. You have two QMs, okay? You shouldn't only have only one QM, okay? You can have multiple QMs in one leg of price. So I hope that clarified it for the guys that couldn't mark QMs before. Any questions for now? All right. Okay. So for the next thing that we're going to learn is how to identify if a level is fresh or unfresh. But not simply that, how to make a difference between a used level and a touched level. We've never covered that before in any session that we had together. So I'm going to be explaining that today. So if you mark a certain key level, you need to ask yourself certain questions. The first question is this type of key level touched by any price action after it got made? So here, first candle, second candle, we have a key level. Did price action ever touched it in the future, right here, in the past? I mean, did price action touch this key level? When the answer is no, then it equals fresh, okay? If price did not touch this key level, then this key level is simply fresh. If this key level is touched by price action, you're gonna need to ask yourself the second question. What is the second question? What type of price action touched the level? So let's say we have this gap right here, right? Boom, drag it to the right. Did we touch this key level? Yes. What type of key level did we touch this? What type of price action did we touch this key level with? Is it wicks or bodies? So there are only two types of price action, a body or a wick. In this case, it is a wick. When it is a wick, it is unfresh, okay? We don't want to use this level in the future. When it is bodies, only bodies, okay? When it's bodies over here, then the level is simply fresh. Let's take a look at an example here. So you have a gap, boom, to the right, okay? To the right. So this gap got broken by a body. Does that mean it is unfresh? No, it is touched by a body, but by body, right? So it is simply fresh, okay? Now, what if you have both? What if you have a body and a wick, like this example right here, or like this example right here? You have a wick, body, wick, wick, right? So what do you say about this level? Is it fresh or unfresh? You ask yourself, what's the last type of price action that went through the level? The last price action from the right to the left that went through the level. So you start from here, here, and then you find it's a wick. So if it is a wick, the last price action here on the right, then the level is unfresh. If it is a body right here, it can be fresh. Why did I say it can be fresh? Because it also can be unfresh. Why is that? When the level is used, not touched, more than 5 times on the daily time frame and more than 2 times on the H4. Okay, now here's the saucy part. I'm gonna explain that very, very well so you guys don't get confused. What's the 5 times and 2 times rule for the daily and H4? So for now, you guys don't know the difference between used and touched yet because I did not explain that. So touched and used, okay, this rule for the daily, okay, I know you don't know what's that for now, but just for the daily, remember that it is 5 times, okay? Remember that it is 5 times. For the H4, remember it is 2 times, okay? H4 or less, okay, H4 or less. Give me a second. All right, just had a phone call. Okay, so here you have H4 or less 2 times, okay? For the daily, 5 times. Now let's take a random level from here and then drag it to the right. So let me explain the second term, touched, okay? Because it's the simpler term than used. Touched means simply how many times did we touch the level? Let's count. 1, here by a body. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So you basically count all the times and all the types of price action that touch this key level. And then you're going to find 22 or 23. I don't know how much is that. Don't want to count. So that's the term touched. But what's the term used? The term used is simply touching the level, but only when it is fresh and rejecting it. Okay, so here, pretend this is a gap. I'm going to repeat that again. Touching a key level that is fresh and rejecting it. Okay, that's one use. You simply use a level when it's fresh, right, guys? You're not going to use a level when it's unfresh. So touching or rejecting a level that is already unfresh does not count as a use, but counts only as a touch. Now here, this is fresh, right? Price is coming, and then it rejects. Now this counts as one use, okay? One use. Let's say price went up again, right? Went up again, and then it wicks it for the second time, okay? While it's unfresh. Does this count as a touch or use? It counts as a touch, simply a touch. Now, how many times did did this key level get used slash touched? It got used once and touched twice. So it touched here and it touched here. Okay, it got touched twice and used once. Now, if price keeps just wicking it 100 times, it doesn't matter. Okay, it is unfresh, so we're not going to count any of that. But if price breaks it, the level became fresh again. Okay, the level is now fresh again. So if we actually reject it right here when it is fresh, this one will count as a touch and a use. So we're going to use it for the second time. Now it rejects, rejects, rejects. Now, how many times did we reject it and touched it? So we touched it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times. We used it once, twice only because the level here was unfresh, unfresh, unfresh. It does not count. So the daily time frame, if the key level is used more than 5 times, just remove that, okay? Just remove that daily level, okay? If the H4 is used more than 2 times, also delete that, okay? H1 also. So H1 works with H4 and 30 as well. So yeah, let's take a look at this key level. Okay, I'm gonna ask you a question, and to understand if you guys got the concept, how many times did this key level got used slash touched? Okay, I'm gonna give you 30 seconds to count. I want your answer to be like this. So you're gonna give me the number of the touched, let's say 30 slash, I don't know, 10 uses. So the left number is going to be for how many times it got touched, and the right number is going to be for how many times it got used. Okay, that's how I want your answer. Come on, guys, you guys too slow, huh? James, okay, 31.7, 37. I don't know how much yet or how many yet, so I'm gonna do that with you guys. 31.8, 9 used, 5 used. No, that's not the answer I want. I want a proper answer. Okay, so let me see here. Okay, let's see how many times you got touched first. That's the first thing you wanna look at. So here you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. That's not 17, okay? That's 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 30, 31. So the key level got touched 31 times, okay? How many times did it get used? So let's see when it got rejected, when it was fresh. Fresh, rejected. 1. Fresh again, rejected twice. Rejected, but it's unfresh, so it doesn't count, Fresh again, 3rd time, fresh. 4th time, fresh. 5th time, 6th time, 7th time. So it got used 7 times and touched 31 times. Okay, so you guys need to take your time to train your eyes and see this. So basically, this is a hard level. Okay, got you a very hard level. So try to do that with levels like this. Okay, so simply this one got used once, twice, 3, 4 times. Okay, 4 times. So this key level is valid for one more use. If price in the future ever comes back down, breaks it, we can use it for one more time. Okay, the use of it doesn't matter for now. We can use it for storyline, for entry, for BPE, for Ingalls, for lower time frame confirmation. It doesn't matter. Okay, so for now you have to understand how many times the level on the higher time frame, lower time frame can be used. Okay, so because this is very important in the future. So here, 5th use, and then no longer mark the level. Okay, don't want anyone to mark a level that is used more than 5 times on the daily / weekly, or more than 2 times on the H4 / H1 or less. Understood, guys? You guys got the concept of this, right? It's not very hard. If you guys did not understand it, I can re-explain it for the last time. Take your time absorbing this information. No, it's new for you. It's quite complicated, but you really need it. Everything clear, guys? Come on, communicate with me in the chat. Amazing. I like to hear that. All right. Damn, all clear. Let's go, guys. So the next step is we are going to prepare for entries. We're not going to learn about entries yet. Right now, we're going to do that by the end of the session, but you need to learn certain informations in order for you to be able to learn entries very easily, very well, and start taking trades. But before that, you need to learn 2 things and storyline. So these 2 things are simply called CC and DC. What's CC? Okay, CC stands for confirmation candle. Confirmation candle. This is a certain type of pattern on a key level. So DC stands for double confirmation candle. Okay, so CC is simply a candlestick that confirms that your level can give either a sharp entry, a sharp reaction, or basically means that the level is still valid. It does not mean it is fresh, because actually the CC makes your level unfresh. So how do you know if your level is valid, basically? How do you know if there is a CC? You have a certain level, okay? Let's say this is a bullish gap, right? Bullish gap means that it will act as a support, okay? Look very carefully, okay? Listen to this. So if price action is here, this is a support, okay, that you want to buy from, or you want to look at a reaction that's bullish. Okay, if price is here, okay, it's not below that. This is a bullish gap, price action is there. The confirmation candle has a rejection, and closes in the same direction of your key level. So if your key level, that is a gap bullish, this confirmation candle needs to close also bullish with a rejection, okay, on the same candle. So here you have something like this, okay? It needs to be right after the level, okay? It can't be, some people use it right here after a lot of price action, but I personally don't like that. With my experience, it didn't give me really good results. So what I like to do is I simply like to see if there is a CC right after the candlestick forms, the level forms. So right after the level forms, you can look if there is a CC by 1, 2, 3, or 4 candles only, okay? I don't like to see price go, and then give me the CC, right? So I just like it in the first 4 candles. The earlier, the stronger, the better, okay? Let's say if it is the first candle, boom, it's very good. The second one, it's still good, but not as good as the first one. Also the fourth one, it's not as good as the first one, but it's good as the second, third one, okay? So this is the CC. Now, it doesn't only work on gaps, obviously. You can use that on a V level, right? Or an RBS, SBR, a QM, it doesn't matter. Now, this is a V level that is acting as a support because price was above it. So price is going to reject it and close and as a bullish candle. So that can be your CC. Now, let's take a look at some examples here. So what do you have here, guys? You have a V level that we have a rejection, but look at this candle. It closed bearish. Does this count as a CC? No, it doesn't, because this V is for buys. So we want to see a rejection with a bullish candlestick, right? I want to see a bullish candlestick. So let's go to another time frame to maybe see some examples. So here, okay, let me see. All right, so here, what do we have? We have an A level. Look at that, guys. We have an A level, okay, that is bearish, which is for sell. So we want to see a reaction and a rejection and a sharp reaction, okay, not just a reaction. We want to see a sharp reaction. Long wicks can still count as a CC, okay, confirmation candle, but they're not as good as this one. So the sharper, the better. And a bearish closure. So here you have a bearish A level, and you want to see a bearish closure, right, with a wick. So this is a valid CC. So before you understood what's a CC, you would say that this level is unfresh. Correct, it is unfresh, but it is it has a CC, so it can be valid in the future, okay? Valid for what? Only for entries, okay? It cannot be valid for storyline, because for storyline we do not use this. We need this for the entries part. Now, what's the double confirmation candle? The double confirmation candle is the opposite of CC, okay? It's the opposite of CC. So it's a certain confirmation pattern for you to know that the level is good for you to take an entry or put a limit or whatever. We're going to talk about that in the entries part. So here, let's say this is a V level. Okay, this is a V level. And it doesn't matter if it is in the first 4 candles now, okay, for the double confirmation candle. It can be in the future. Actually, it's better if it is in the future. So price is going to come down. And what you would want to see is a bearish rejection. You don't want to see a bullish rejection. Okay. Once you see a bearish rejection, there is a certain thing or a certain process that you want to go through or do when you see this. Okay. So you have the permission to take an entry at a certain point or level when you have this double confirmation candle. So price is going to go up, will act as a support. Price comes down, rejects, closes bearish. Why is it called double? Because this key level, when you have this certain bearish rejection, that means this key level is going to be touched again one more time, and then price is going to react from it. Okay, I'm going to show you how to use that. So simply after you have this, you can put a limit on this certain exact level. Let me give you an example here. So the way I simply got an entry right here. So you can go to the M30. What do you see on M30? So this is a gap that is for sells, right? It is fresh. Now you have a bullish closure with a rejection, right? This is the double confirmation candle. This is the DC, it's not the CC. When I have the DC, I have permission to put limit on the level again. So DC closes, price goes again to that level, it opens my sell limit, becomes a sell, and then price flies. Okay, this is a certain confirmation that you can use for your entries. Any questions about that before we proceed? We're gonna talk about storyline. I like questions, guys. Come on. So if everything is clear, let me know it is clear in the chat, and I'll be taking a 5 minute to 10 minutes break, and I'm gonna send you a new Zoom link. Okay. Okay, we're not gonna talk about stop loss for now. It's for entries. Any other questions before I take the break? I guess not. So I'll send you another link in 5 minutes. I'll see you guys in a bit.